What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about how Patriot scouts are already gushing over a draft prospect in SMU wide receiver James Proche. According to the Pro Football Network, the Patriot scouts were highly complimentary of SMU wideout James Proche. They said this exactly. They said that the New England Patriots scouts were gushing over James Proche during today's practice. I heard it firsthand. Now, this doesn't mean that they are automatically drafting Proche, but he fits the bill for the type of receiver they love and have great success with. Obviously, the Patriots are doing something that they haven't been able to do over the past few years, and that's really divulging themselves into the free agency process, into the pre-draft process, because they don't have to worry about the next game. They don't have to worry about the Super Bowl, so they are fully on hand for the offseason, which could really prove to be beneficial for the Patriots, especially when looking at the amount of offseason challenges that the Patriots already have at hand. And obviously, pass catcher is going to be very important for the Patriots to address throughout the entire offseason via trade, free agency, draft, whatnot, especially after seeing the amount of troubles they had with pass catchers at wide receiver, at tight end. We already know that the Patriots ranked last in production from their tight ends and also ranked last in separation when it comes to their wide receivers. N'Keal Harry was actually ranked as one of the worst wide receivers in separation. Now, what I have heard about this is there is some questions on if he has impressed Bill Belichick and Nick Caserio enough. Obviously, he's the director of personnel. We don't know exactly what's happening with him, if he's going to stay with the Patriots or not, but the big thing here is, did he impress Bill Belichick enough at the Senior Bowl? Bill Belichick was also there. But from looking at the type of wide receiver it would be really a perfect match for Bill Belichick, and there's no doubt in my mind that he has him on his radar, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Belichick had him in for an official visit once the draft process gets more involved. Proche had 93 catches for 1,199 yards and 12 touchdowns in 2018, and 111 catches for 1,225 yards with 15 touchdowns. Now, the big thing that sticks out to me here is his size, and I don't mean that in a big standpoint of a way, especially if you're going to look at a guy like N'Keal Harry. Proche is 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's vividly a small guy. You can look at him and you can see that he's small. When I watched his highlights and I was doing some film analysis on him, I was personally surprised that he actually reached 6 foot. I thought he would be more in the 5 foot range. But despite being as small as he is, he has a extremely impressive catch radius, and he plays as if he is a big wide receiver. His use of a big catch radius is really what has helped him throughout his entire college career. He has been big in the red zone, which, if we're going to look at what the Patriots have struggled with the past few years, especially last year, it's capitalizing in the red zone. Rob Gronkowski's gone. The Patriots don't have that target really in the red zone anymore. And adding a guy like Proche, who again had 12 touchdowns in 2018, could really prove to help the Patriots capitalize on drives. Now, not only is he good in the red zone and intermediate routes, but he is a deep threat. He's really good with those deep passes because he seemed to rely heavily on the post routes, on the go routes, mostly for his production in college. And that stuff is definitely great. You always want a deep threat down the field, but I also have some question marks for him when it comes to the other routes, okay? The short routes, the simple slants, because N'Keal Harry was the same way, okay? Now, I'm not trying to compare the play style and, Proche to N'Keal Harry, saying that they're exact same, because they're definitely not, but N'Keal Harry was very good and very known for his play style down the field, for the go routes, for his 50-50 ball catches. And the Patriots brought him in and tried to do really the exact opposite thing with him. They tried to get him to be a lot more divulged into the short intermediate routes. and in general just him running good routes, which wasn't really him. So if there's one question I have for Proche going forward, it's going to be, can he run the simpler routes, the smaller routes, the hitches, and not just be a deep threat down the field? He was the Mustangs' leading receiver the past 2 seasons, and also in his first 2 seasons, he posted very solid numbers with guys like Cortland Sutton and Trey Quinn at the same position. Proche is being considered as one of the best and biggest standout of the Senior Bowl so far, and has made numerous impressive catches, showing off how good his hands are, and he's finding ways to get open against good competition, good defensive backs, which is really good to hear that he's able to get separation. The Patriots need wide receivers who can get separation. Now, he is mainly a slot receiver. That's what he's played most in college. That's where his niche really has been found. He plays tremendous within the middle of the field. That's where we've seen a lot of his great grabs, but he has had a lot of experience also playing on the outside. So he'll bring some good versatility there, and he also brings some punt return experience, which of course the Patriots always need. They were kind of up and down with that the entire offseason, and even in the regular season, trying to switch back and forth between who the kick returner was, who the punt returner was. So he'll be a guy that they can add if they choose to do so. Now, when watching his highlights, which I watched a great deal of, they're all over YouTube if you guys want to go check the rest of them out, but I could really see that he has great hands and he's very explosive. That's going to be one of the big things for the Patriots to add. They've been looking for an explosive guy for years, especially after Rob Gronkowski. His last season with the Patriots, he wasn't himself, and they've really missed that explosive type of offensive player. He provides big plays throughout the entire field. He plays with a good deep threat and provides adequate speed. He also has really good catch in traffic. That is something big that I want to point out with him. He holds on to the ball very, very well through traffic and is good at going up and grabbing 50-50 balls despite being just 6 foot and being 90 pounds, I said. And what I also like about him is that he reads holes very well in defenses and has really good ball vision. There was this one play I saw where they just did a simple dump off to him, and he had about 1 or 2 guys blocking. There were 3 or 4 defenders coming his way, and he was just able to really find holes, use his feet as leverage, and get into the end zone. From what is being said, he is expected to go off the market, say day 2 or 3 of the draft. Some mixed reviews going back and forth. Right now, I would say it's a little bit too early to determine exactly what round he would be determined to go in. Of course, we still have to see the combine and all of that. There's still some good things that we have to see from these guys before determining some of the exact details. But the good thing here is that the Patriots wouldn't have to go and they wouldn't have to grab him in the first round. Even the second round might be a bit of a push. So I would say probably second push, and that's even a push, but third, fourth round to me is when he would probably be expected to go. And that would be a great pickup by the Patriots. But what are your guys' thoughts on James Proche? Like I said, he's been a standout at the Pro Bowl, and the Patriots are reportedly just gushing over him. So he's definitely going to be a guy that you want to keep your eyes on heading into the whole draft process. But that's going to be it for today's video. Please make sure you guys like this video and subscribe if you have not already. It really helps me and the channel out. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody else so we can go to the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video.
In Astroworld.